Hello, I'm Bayley and I'm here on tour in Canada. If you come and see me, you may win the lottery.
Welcome to the Metal Voice. Today on the show, in the house, literally in the house, we have Bayley. What's going on, Blaze?
Hello, it is a great pleasure to be here and to be on the show. So I'm actually in Canada. I've come for my first tour of Canada since I was in Iron Maiden. So that's going back 20 years. And I have great memories of being in Quebec City, and it was the Ice Festival, and walking around in sub-zero temperatures and all of that. And so I have great memories of that and all the other cities I played on that tour. So it's taken me a long time to get back to do a proper tour, and I'm very, very excited about it and meeting the fans.
I mean, just so everybody knows, right off the bat, this is the first, I would say, full, complete Canadian tour, at least on the East Coast, that is. We got Montreal, we got Quebec City, we got Ottawa, we got Kingston, we have London, and we have Toronto.
Well, I'm very pleased about it. So I've got a huge set list, and I'm trying to do something for everybody. From my time in Maiden, some of the songs that I enjoy singing from them, from my Silicon Messiah album, and some of the songs that I used to sing in Maiden that aren't really mine. They're more from Bruce and Paul, but I love to do them.
I remember last time you were here, you did Wasted Years. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Blaze Bayley does Wasted Years. You didn't sing on that song, but you're playing it. Why Wasted Years?
Well, it's one of the songs that I used to really love, and when I was listening through, learning my stuff for the set with Iron Maiden, then I'd listen to Wasted Years, and it was one of my favourite songs before I joined the band. So when it came to the Virtual 11 tour, I said, I'd like to do Wasted Years. I said, no, we don't want to do that one in the set. And I was just gutted, man. Absolutely gutted. So it was a kind of revenge, that, as petty as it sounds, for myself. Then sometimes I work with guys who know the songs. Should we do Wasted Years? Yeah, okay. So I do my own version of Wasted Years. I really love doing it. And the lyric of the song, it just is the life of any travelling, working musician. Another city goes by in the night. And remember that you are actually living now. You can't wait till the end of the tour to start your life. You've got to live right now. Don't let years pass you by and become wasted years.
I feel like singing this song right now. So I
love it. When I do it, I really identify with the lyric. It's something that's very special to me. So I like doing it. Whenever I get the chance and I'm working with a band that knows a song, then I often see if I can do it. So it's something, occasionally, it's in my set.
Going to Maiden now, for all the Maiden fanatics out there, have you ever discussed a best of Blaze, the Maiden years? I mean, either from the Iron Maiden camp or from the Blaze camp, or maybe a live album with Blaze. Have they ever talked to you about something like this?
No, I think, I still, really loved Maiden, and I was a huge fan before. I'm very proud of all of the time that I was in Iron Maiden and the music that we came up with together, and those albums are very precious to me. And to be a part of one of the most important bands in history, not just in heavy metal, but in history, when you talk about the whole thing, is a great sense of pride and a sense of honour for me to have been a part of that. So what I would really like, this will never ever happen, but I would love it if we did like a 3 singers And it was Paul Di'Anno, Blaze Bayley, and Bruce Dickinson.
Yes.
A one-off show somewhere.
Maiden Fest.
Yeah, like a Maiden Fest where we come on and like Dennis Stratton comes back to play a couple of songs and stuff like that. And I would love to do something like that as some kind of historic thing, because Maiden now have got to a really great level. I think they're right up there now in stadium level, and it's fantastic. But that's something I would do. But the rest of the time, you know, I always have a couple of Iron Maiden ones in my set, from Klansman and Man on the Edge and Future Real are regulars in my set, but I sometimes change that round as well. Depending where I'm going on this tour, I haven't been here on my own, so I'm doing more of the songs that people know me for from Iron Maiden, and some of my own songs.
Here's a fan question from Philip in Montreal. How do you feel when you see Iron Maiden playing your songs today? The Klansman, the Sign of the Cross, Future Real. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It's great. It's great, Philip. It's absolutely great. One of the incredible gifts that I have from Iron Maiden is the fact that I worked on songs that became on a million selling album. Man on the Edge was selected as the first single, and I wrote that song with Yannick Burns and Steve Harris. And so you have, after that, there is some degree of confidence where you go, well, my song that I worked on was actually selected as a single for Iron Maiden.
That's big.
One, if not the most important heavy metal band in history. So you have a level of confidence then which says, well, I'm capable of doing something that is worthy and important. And that will get you through those tough times where you think, sometimes nobody is interested in you.
And here's a tidbit for all you real Maiden fanatics out there. So Adrian Smith was quoted saying that there were 4 leftover tracks from Virtual 11 to Brave New World.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And one of those songs, and you're telling me maybe there isn't a second song, it was Dream of Mirrors. You actually wrote the song and came up with the melody line. Is there any truth to this?
Yeah, I worked on that song very closely with Steve Harris on Dream of Mirrors, and I was totally convinced that there'd be a third album with me. And we had Dream of Mirrors. Steve already had Blood Brothers, which I did a version of that.
You demoed that, right?
Yeah, I demoed Blood Brothers.
That would have been the track.
And 2 more songs as well. And I already had ideas I was working on. I had on my own album, I had Born as a Stranger, which I was planning to work on with Steve Harris, and some of the songs from my first album, Silica Messiah, I thought that they were going to be it, man. And what I thought was that we'd gone through this thing of course, Iron Maiden was going through a dip, that was normal. But I thought that the next album would really prove to fans that this was serious, and this lineup was really worthy of support. And I didn't get the opportunity, and that's a great sadness in my life. But for me, it's more important that Iron Maiden continue. They felt that they had to do that to carry on at that level. For me, that's fine. You know, if it's without me, it's a sadness, but they have to carry on. And I get to do a lot of really, really cool things.
Your new DVD is the Soundtrack of My Life DVD. You'll be selling your DVDs at the show. Are you going to have t-shirts?
Yes, we have a few t-shirts.
Tell me everything you're going to be selling.
So I've got some of my CDs.
Yes.
And from my own history, and we have the DVD, and we have some t-shirts. And every night I'm going to be doing a meet and greet. If you come to the show and you bought the ticket and you're in there, then I'll be there at the merch desk. And if you want a photo, I'm there for it. If you want to have a signature, if you want to bring your collection of stuff with me on it, I will sign every item. That's it. Because for me, the most important thing is to sing well and meet my fans. I've travelled halfway around the world to be in Canada, to do this tour. I've waited years to do it. So to meet the people that actually support me and buy the tickets and have made this tour possible, that is the most important thing for me. So anybody that comes to the concert, if you have a pile of stuff, then just talk to the guy on the door and say, I've got a pile of stuff, and I will come out and we'll arrange to get that stuff signed for you. I don't care, man. The most important thing to me is my fans.
That's fantastic. So the Canadian tour: Montreal, Quebec City, Ottawa, Kingston, London, Toronto. Buy your tickets. You can buy them online. 13 Media concert is promoting this tour amongst other people as well. You can purchase the DVD.
From me, direct.
Is there anything you want to say about the DVD that people don't know?
Well, I've done a couple of DVDs in the past. This one is of a club show.
Okay.
So I play like 150 concerts maybe every year, and most of my gigs are small. I'm an underground independent artist, and I wanted to do something that captured that, where I do most of my work.
Sure.
And so it's a best of set. It's all my favourite songs that I like to perform live, and 2 new ones.
Okay.
And it's got some interviews in there and other stuff.
Well, there you have it, Blaze Bayley. Go catch him on his first complete Canadian tour. Thanks for watching the Metal Boys.